Hey guys, it's the Flying Iguana back for more videos after a 6 year hiatus. I'm back here playing Growing My Grandpa. I'm actually kind of curious about this game. I've seen it on a few channels and it looked really nice actually. It looked like one of those very cheaply made games that just haunt you at night or something. So here we are. We're gonna start growing our own grandpa. It's gonna be great. Would you like to view the tutorial? No. Let's go! Week 1. Hell yeah. Oh god, there's a lot of reading. Okay, I'll read it out loud. I excused Adrienne during music class today and spoke with her about her recent string of demerits. It was our first time meeting outside of our quarterly evaluation, and I believed it went well. I can certainly understand Mrs. Richardson's classroom observations concerning Adrienne's emotional state. She was, of course, intensely shy when we first met. As I understand it, she is similarly withdrawn in her classroom activities and only speaks or acts when she absolutely must. Some things she simply will not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activities, she will sit alone and accept that she will receive a demerit. Sounds like me. Before the meeting, I read Mrs. Richardson's parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some about Adrienne's home life. The parents are well educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack time to properly nurture Adrienne. She is often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to not understand the importance of warmth and affirmation when dealing with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament exacts an inhibition in a child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly, for it eventually finds its way into regular life. I surmised that I would be able to reach out to Adrienne by way of make believe. Holy shit! That is one ugly child. No, I'm kidding. You're beautiful. You look like one of those Mozambique, shrunken head dolls, but it's fine. How are you liking your new house? Sorry, I'm already nervous. Your new house. You've told me you used to live close by, but it still can be a big adjustment. A new room, a new school. The basement. I like that. Always a good sign. Actually, guys, BRB, I'm gonna go get my coffee. Back. I live in a very small house. The basement. I like that. How do I? Okay. The basement? Yeah, well, there's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there. Your mom and dad made you go? Yeah, but there's lots of cool stuff. Well, that's not why they sent me down, though. Why did they send you down there, little girl? Fighting! They were fighting, shouting. I came in to help and they shouted at me. They said, go clean up downstairs. So I went. Ah, dude, that's the same. Like, when your parents are fighting and they're trying to get you off their back while they're fighting, like they give you impossible tasks, like, I don't know, go mine coal or something like that. Or my parents' favorite was go study, of course, which was great for someone who already hated, studying. But hey, that's just life. Dicks. Fighting. They were fine. I already read this. So I went. That sounds tough. Do they fight a lot? No. Well, It's alright, Adrienne. Maybe you can tell me more about the basement instead. Yes. Which carpenter they called for it, where do they get their plumbing done? I'm looking for one for my own house. This guy's just trying to suss out some good Some good handiwork, man. Okay, well, it was weird at first. Stuff down there. But cool. Found something living. Sort of. Oh my god. What could it be? Either it's gonna be like a cursed cursed doll, or it's gonna be something horrible. That's very interesting, Adrienne. Please tell me more. By indulging her in her fantasies and stories, I was able to glean more of an understanding of Adrienne's anxiety surrounding her home and parents. Oh wow. By tricking the child into revealing more about her inner life, I will be able to gain the number of a great plumber. The symbols of Adrienne's story seem to carry their own dramatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may very well be a vehicle for the conveyance of her anxiety. Whatever might come of our next meeting, whether she will engage in similar make believe, I will set down her story here. Adrienne's story begins with her delving into the basement with a trash receptacle and the goal of cleaning up. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags. She went to investigate, intent on tearing away whatever they covered. Trash bags. Yes, please. Let's get those chores done. Oh. And this is why you play the tutorial. Oh, I see. Yes, look at those little strips of bacon. Upon removing the plastic trash bags from the wall, she noticed their interior lining was covered in glass. Ah, that's a shit cleanup job. I don't think I'll be calling this plumber or whatever craftsman they called for. Like a window, I offered. No, she said, like a mirror. Reflecting inward towards the animal they covered. What animal are they covering? I gently asked her what exactly this animal was. Here is where the material reality of the story took a turn for the explicitly fantastic and imaginary. Very cool. Whoa. Imagine finding that in your basement. Yeah, you're not going in the basement anymore. Like, it looks like one of those regenerators, you know, like in Resident Evil 4, you know, the spiky ones. I play that game. It's really fucking cool. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew or extended its shaggy haired self. Hair like the fur of a dog, I offered. No, she said. Not the fur of a dog, nor the hair on her head. It grew out towards her, the animal's hair. Reaching out, it was hard, standing almost straight, like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away, she said. Things of Grandpa's as well. Also, there are footsteps in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. First, she found a hidden passage under the stairs. Inside were strange dolls, magic objects, naked, faceless figures. I heard those cryptic utterances and merely nodded. In order to keep the game of make-believe going, I only pressed for details where I thought necessary. The faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor for the anonymity she feels in her own home. The hidden passage, I am unsure of what to make of that. The revealing of the concealed seemed to be thematic in her fantasy. The door under the stairs is but one example. What are you doing? We're not touching that. Don't scratch the tummy. If it's like a cat, he'll kill us. Okay. What is this? That's fine. Let's check here. We're still cleaning. The darkness of the shadowy corner unnerves you. You cannot explore here without some form of light. Okay. What's in here? Okay. Trash pile. No, that's what I'm like. Okay, here. This is what I need. I need the trash pile. There is nothing in the trash pile. Am I missing something? Oh, that's fine. I should have done the tutorial. I'm so dumb. Okay. Something weird. What? Once she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passage, she was very specific about what she took. What did she take? She found a magic book, a magic doll, a photo of her late grandpa, and a magic glue. Sorry, I'm getting chills here. Okay. Take doll, search closet. Let's take the doll. Oh, God. Who plays with this shit, guys? Come on. Don't make dolls like this. You know they're gonna get cursed. It's already cursed, right? Look at that with its giant fucking, like... It's 10 minutes in the video. I'm allowed to swear. Look at the giant clown feet of this guy. Like, plus with the little demon horns. Come on. A slouching doll. Its material is rough and coarse. I love how she can't put a name, you know, to the material because she's like 5. But she can describe it like, you know, a 5-year-old would. I think she's 8. Let's search the closet. Oh, is this... Oh, yeah, that's the good trash. Yeah. This is the gameplay I paid for. Yeah. Oh, secret... Oh, more messages. Very cool. This game is going to be all about reading, boys, so strap in. Oh, cool glue. Okay, let's take the glue. All-purpose glue. Delicious. Ah, it's the guy. Man. I love the mustache. Like, come on. That is one hell of a mustache. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. Mr. PhD. Photo of your late grandfather. What is this? Paper crudely bound together to form a book. Eurasian steppe shamanism and fusiform gyrus. What's gyrus mean? Something that spins, right? An interdisciplinary study in sympathetic magic. Very nice. A dissertation, Jacob Hart. Okay, let's read now, guys. The impetus of this research was the recognition of a particular pattern in fragments of documents relating to magic and magical religious practices. Numerous sources were drawn from commentaries on laws relating to the banning of sorcery and necromancy, compilations of folk charms relating to love spells, hagiographs of saints and their encounters with the devils. The list spans many centuries and a great distance, from the Levant to the Khazar Khaganate to the border of the modern nation states of Russia and Kazakhstan today. I know how to pronounce Kazakhstan because of the Borat movie. From this paper trail arose a consistent account about a certain form of magic relating to the binding of demons to a sorcerer's will, a demon called the Heavens of Needles. Nice. Or the Angel of Needles. I don't know, they're both pretty badass names. Was known to be kept best by shamanic keepers or wards who suffer from face blindness, prosopagnosia, whether by birth or through develop. Ooh, God. Develop. Developmental. Develop. Developmental causes. Okay, whatever. Like a stroke or head injury. It was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much that it became outlawed several times and was generally a popular scapegoat relating to unexpected death. Oh shit, it keeps going! This nexus of magico-religious meaning making sorcery regarding human-related desires and the history and science of neurological disorders related to the fusiform gyrus is where the subject of this dissertation will reside. Oh wow, it's just like a research paper, eh? Gotta hit that character limit, right? I will outline further and then analyze the historical sources I mentioned previously. Then I will go into the neurology of mystic and magical religious experiences. Do you guys ever have a magical experience? In the sense that like it shattered your understanding of reality to its core? Please leave a comment, but whatever. After that, I will detail on my ongoing correspondence with a resident of the Ural mountain region who is an expert folklorist and keeper of traditions he claims have been passed down through his extended family for generations. Very cool. Oh, did I end it? No, I want to read the rest. Okay. I interrupted to ask what she did with these magical, mysterious materials. I don't know, man. Grow grandpa, she explained plainly. And then, without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again to ask what she meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand immediately. She explained slowly. Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room. The cage behind the door. It's in the past. They grew people in the cage. Ooh, fun! You grow people in the cage like clones. I love this. I'm getting chills. My brain is overreacting to everything. It's amazing. I love it. What's this? Okay, it's the creepy mannequin corner. Alrighty. What are you doing? Come on, dude. Move. Do something. Okay. Door. Okay, cool. More stuff to read. Yeah, I love reading. Okay. Lab orient. Note of on an experiment. 1 out of 4. Okay. Alright. No! I didn't read it! Okay. Read now. The sample's exposure to some of our neuronal activity is unavoidable. However, the speed at which its desirous yield is produced can be dampened by several precautions regarding libidinal and emotional urges. Sorry, guys. There's going to be a lot of weird words to pronounce here, so excuse my pronunciation. Yield is produced can be dampened by several precautions regarding libidinal and emotional urges. Keep conversation not related to lab work to a minimum. Alrighty then. If you begin to suspect you are developing attachments to your colleagues, contact me as soon as possible. Okay. Read now. Ritual behavior with the sample, trading, bargaining, will result in dismissal from the project. Ooh. So it's dangerous. You can't interact with it, guys. With it. It is probably the porcupine thing. The precise mechanism of the exchange of symbols and gifts required for a requested desirous yield is not known. And even then, anecdotal accounts of success are illegible and in violent death. That's very cool. What about this? A hastily written note. I haven't read it. Again. I'm sure there's a way to reread this. A note on an experiment, 4 out of 4. Regarding growth cycles. Every time Whiskers, oh, who's Whiskers, regenerates and leaves dormancy, it is to be logged as a new propagation. The sample's bodily existence cannot be illegible, i.e., a part cannot be cut from the whole, so there can only be one living propagation. Propagations are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Well, guys, it seems that we have 5 weeks to grow Grandpa. Any further development puts us at risk. Termination procedures will be posted and followed with extreme care. With all of that out of the way, I want to welcome you to the project. I look forward to working with you, Dr. Hart. Okay, let's enter. Yay, let's go to the spooky place. Beyond the door in the room, the cage was hidden, concealed in another cloak of inward-facing mirrors. Oh yeah. Give me that good, that great CG. A hidden cage lined with mirrors. It is strange, almost poetic, the elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, captivity. Yeah, this guy thinks he's in like the little girl's mind, but she's like actually telling the truth. Tarp. Oh. It's curtains for you. I guess. Very cool. Oh. Oh yeah, I must clean the tape. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But it was confusing, she confided at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa, and she combined them, and she wished very hard. I can only assume in this fantasy that next her wish wouldn't come true. Okay, and what child's story would it not? Very cool. I don't know what's happening. I need the glue. Okay. 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 This kind of reminds me, you know that age where your little sister is starting to cut off like Barbie heads? Yeah, I'm getting this vibe from this little girl. A tangible symbol of intention and desire. She put Grandpa in the cage, assuming that was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. It's true, it's hard for me too, little girl. She wished with all her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for something, anything to happen. And after that time, she began to cry. I would cry too, little girl. Not knowing what the fuck is happening. I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to be back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. I understand, little girl. And it hurt me. It hurt me wish for Grandpa to come back, for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. I asked her what exactly she meant. She could only repeat what she said. By this time, lunch was almost over. I said goodbye to Adrienne, and she left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I have employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. Although I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the impressions I get may begin to help me get an idea of what the right questions to ask. Of the right question, okay. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to certain topics or keywords you can discuss with Grandpa. Okay. You have gained the conversation topic wish. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Okay. Okay. You have also gained the following keyword. You have gained the conversation topic shell. Oh. Neat. Week 2. Ooh, already a week later. I love the Wah! Paper. I met again with Adrienne in order to address her emotional outbursts in the past few weeks. It is our second time meeting, and while it is standard practice to have multiple sessions with a troubled student, as I assemble a report for the counseling department, I could not help but think, as we sat down in my office, that Adrienne already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence, and perhaps my and Mrs. Richardson's estimation of her as emotionally disturbed was erroneous. See, this is the thing. Like, you already assumed that she was batshit crazy. Like, you didn't even like. Okay, whatever. Be curious. Don't judge. The paralyzing shyness and withdrawn attitude Adrienne possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. When I began once again asking about her parents, her feelings regarding her new school and her new home, she quickly lost what new confidence she had gathered up and withdrew again into herself. Clearly, Grandpa is way more interesting than school or the home environment. So once again, I partook in some collaborative make-believe, but this time I was aided by the fact that I had managed to do some research into Adrienne's grandfather, and I had some insight into what she might actually be finding in the basement. Now, this might be overstepping my bounds somehow as a school counseling caseworker, but this was all in the service of making Adrienne comfortable and happy in this learning environment. Yes, the ends do justify the means. In any case, I was able to dig up information regarding the grandfather by inquiring at the university in town. Not that I make it a habit of sleuthing, but I had a suspicion the grandfather was a professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact that the newly constructed laboratory on the campus I drive by every day bears his name in memorial. He was some sort of anthropologist or linguist or neuroscientist. I did not have time to dig that deep before the scope of this work became dizzying, and I ran up against the limits of my undergraduate education. But back to the make-believe. Oh God, you have such a fucked up face, little girl. I'm so sorry. What is your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? You know, the little girl might be, like possessed or something. I don't know. Look at that. Jesus. What is your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? No, not anymore. But I'm teaching him. So he's grown a good deal then. You have been feeding him well. Yeah, he is getting bigger, but he has a lot of room in his cage. He's still behind the bars? Yeah, well, he might be able to climb out eventually. There's a vent in the ceiling. Well, maybe if he climbs out, I could meet him someday. Yeah, this guy, you're promising too much. Yeah, maybe, but he's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself. I have to feed him, pick up after him. You store the food in your lunchbox. That's nice of you to share. He can almost talk. You cannot speak with him? He doesn't have a mouth. Sort of. But how do you feed him? He has a mouth on the outside, on his shell, or the stuff that is his skin. I'm a little confused. Yeah, me too, man. Maybe you can go through a typical day with your grandpa. Okay. I asked her to explain how exactly she goes about growing her grandpa, and Adrienne began telling another tale. According to Adrienne, In the week that had passed, much had changed in the basement. The hairy thing that was here before is gone. What is this? Your lunchbox is currently empty. Seek out food for Grandpa. I love the little explanation point. You go get him, boy! Yeah. What is this? Press F3. Oh, sorry, guys. What's over here? You should go see Grandpa first. Okay. Guess I have no choice, boys. There is. Wake Grandpa. It was scary at first, she said. The way he moved, the way the doll's skin covered him. I wanted to interject. This somehow seemed inappropriate, but I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he is growing for me. So he's growing bigger now, I asked. Yes, she said. Bigger every day. What in the name of Silent Hill? What is that? Oh my god, it looks like a giant amoeba. You know, with all the little flagellas, you know. This begins the actual growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the doll's burlap skin, the follicles knit together what resembles a proper person, your grandpa. You are in charge of its cognitive development and diet until it is able to sustain itself. Currently, you are observing Grandpa. Please click the arrow back button below for a brief tutorial on your duties as caretaker. Okay. Feed Grandpa. Here we can see a variety of options regarding growing your grandpa. Highlighting in red are objectives related to feeding and teaching Grandpa. Important messages regarding Grandpa's recent activity will also appear here. You will need to find it food and learning material before you... Sorry. It's just like, see this giant fucking amoeba just... just shambling like one of those monsters from Silent Hill, and he's like, you are in charge of its development, boyo. What? No. Oh well. You will... Okay. You will need to find it food and learning material before you can move on to the next week. Some foods will make Grandpa happy, others merely content. Some food will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea. Okay. Learning material is also scattered throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary cards intended to help teach English and basic anthropoidic concept formation. Alrighty then, let's teach Grandpa how to be a proper human being. The options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. The Go to Grandpa option will let you perform all actions directly related. Okay. Accessing the study corner will let you go over any documents you pick up as the weeks go by. It's a good idea to learn about the work of the people who last occupied the space. Accessing the kitchen corner will let you search for food in the old refrigerator and prepare food for Grandpa if need be. The help button will replay this tutorial. Great. The save game button will save your current progress. You can only have one save file at a time. So if you have saved data, you will be asked if it is okay to override it. The exit game. Okay. More buttons may or may not appear depending on your development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. One final note. Take care to explore the basement at your leisure. However, due to the entropic nature of clutter and trash, different weeks may allow you to find find things you had not previously discovered. Where is the trash even coming from? It just changes. Okay, good luck. I will need it. Well, guys, we only made it past the tutorial, so I'm pretty sorry. We're gonna save the game and we're gonna stop the video here. It's been honestly, I'm digging this game. It's really really fun. I tried looking up some tutorials about it, but it did not. Like I felt like the quality of videos out there was either like it was either too short, like they haven't played the whole game, and or they had no, you know, just like like no voice, no like commentary, nothing, or whatever. So I'm gonna be playing this game. I hope you guys like it. I'm getting I'm getting those chills, man. I'm getting those little, you know, it's not the boo I got you, you know, kind of chills. It's more the rising tension, you know, feels that is just, you know, just bubbling inside, you know, just like when you're playing Silent Hill, or when you're like playing I don't know, like any other scary game that actually uses tension to scare you, and instead of just jump scares. So yeah, this has been like the Flying Iguana. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. Chill for the algorithm.